What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's How to Unlock video, we're going to be covering the Lapa Cold War SMG for those of you that are free to play in Warzone. Now, we did cover this weapon in the past, however, we're on a completely new map, tons of new players join all the time, or maybe there's just players out there still struggling to unlock this. I want to put out an updated version. You guys can expect me to cover some tips and tricks to make this a bit easier. We will go over the challenge so you know exactly what to do to unlock this, and I will even share with you guys a recommended loadout to best set you up for success. Now, before we dive into it, if you guys do enjoy the content at any time or find this video helpful in any way, make sure you show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Go ahead and throw a goal of 50 likes on today's video, as well as if you guys would like to find your way back to the channel for more Call of Duty content, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so we don't miss you in future videos. In order to unlock this, of course, you're going to need to know what that challenge is. So if you go to where you had your loadout, go over to the SMG category, scroll down to the Lapa. The challenge should be read as follows. Using SMGs, get 3 kills ADS in 15 different matches. And to clarify, if there's any confusion for any of you that do not understand what ADS means, it means aim down sights. Now let's go ahead and talk about what game mode you guys should jump into. If there's a limited time mode, whether it's called Day or Clash or something else, you guys are more than welcome to dive into that if that's what you prefer. However, we're going to go towards something a little bit more consistent, which is going to be Plunder. The other great thing about Plunder is it gives players of all skill levels a bit more opportunities to actually get the challenge completed or at least get the progress, as the matches last from 10 to 20 minutes and sometimes even longer. When you're diving into Caldera, thanks to that Season 4 update, you should absolutely be landing at the Storage Town location, as this is easily the most populated place on the map, next to Airfield being the second. So if you are uncomfortable or just having a hard time over at Storage Town, I definitely recommend going to Airfield as your second option. Now, this is absolutely one of the easiest challenges we've had for unlocking a weapon, so I don't see you guys running into too many issues, especially if you go to Storage Town. You're probably going to get 20 or even more engagements throughout the match, so you guys should be able to get 3 eliminations, and all you need to make sure you're doing is staying aim down sight or ADS while you're getting those kills, and it will definitely count. Now, you do not have to worry about how many times you get eliminated. You could die 50 times if that's what it takes to get the 3 eliminations. However, if you are struggling to get those eliminations, I definitely recommend that you guys camp in a corner. Pick one of the garages if you have to. Wait for people to go past you and get that jump on them, shooting first, obviously giving you a better advantage in the gunfight. Another thing that can be very helpful with getting the eliminations is as you're flying in, look for those people that are already in an engagement. Try to land on them in third party, as one or both parties will be a little bit weaker and likely there'll be an easy elimination. Another thing I like to run to give myself an advantage with challenges like this is going to be dead silence. This obviously gives you silent footsteps, allowing you to sneak up on your opponents without them being able to hear you or having any idea of what direction you're coming from, giving you a lot better opportunity to win the engagement, as you will likely be able to eliminate them before they even realize what's going on. Also, if you are feeling lucky, you can go to the end of the flight path at the very beginning of the match, land with the AFK players. Obviously, there might be somebody doing the same exact thing as you, but if you're lucky enough, you might be able to get a couple of free eliminations there, which will overall shorten the amount that you will need throughout the duration of the match. However, depending on where the end of that flight path is, it could be a long trek back towards the Storage Town or even Airfield, and you might lose more time than is necessary, and you may not be able to get somewhere to get those other eliminations that you need. So we've covered some tips and tricks to make this a bit easier. We've gone over the challenge, you know exactly what to do to unlock this. Let's go ahead and dive into our recommended loadout, which today is going to be with the MAC-10 from Cold War. All right, for our attachments, we have as follows. For the muzzle, we have the Agency Suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 5.9-inch Task Force. For the laser, we're using that Tiger Team Spotlight. For the magazine, the Stanag 50-round drum. And then last but not least, for my underbarrel, I'm running that Bruiser grip. A couple more things I want to address before we wrap things up here. The reason I'm recommending to you guys a Cold War SMG to complete this is if you use a weapon from maybe Modern Warfare or Vanguard, it could overall affect the tracking of the challenge, which may not allow it to count, which would lead to you obviously to having to play more matches than is being asked. And the last thing I want to touch on is whether or not you can leave the match once you've gotten the progress towards your challenge. And once you are confident that you got the eliminations that you need, you can go to where you edit your loadout, go over to the SMGs, down to the Lapa. If it looks like the progress is tracked properly, you can then leave the match that you're in, diving into your next one, overall shortening the amount of time it should take you to unlock this. However, if you are confident you got those eliminations that you need, you go to check the progress and it does not seem to have tracked properly, I definitely recommend staying through to the end of the match in order to increase your odds, so that way you won't have to play more matches than is being asked. Now, we've gone over some tips and tricks to make this a bit easier. We've covered the challenge so you know exactly what to do to unlock this, and I even shared with you guys a best loadout to best set you up for success. That's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.